More of the Zach Gelb Show on Fox Sports 920 The Jersey.
All right, welcome back in. Zach Gelb Show rocking and rolling on this Wednesday. 4:15 is the time in the Princeton Orthopedic Associates studios here until 6, 9:20 a.m. in Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer counties, or worldwide on the web at 920thejersey.com. One of the best stories leading up to this Super Bowl has been the sensational play of Chris Hogan, the former Monmouth wide receiver, only there for 1 year, and at his only year at Monmouth had 12 receptions for $147 and 3 touchdowns catching the football. And now joining us is the man that coached him at Monmouth, and that's the head coach of that great university, and Kevin Callahan, who's kind enough to hop on board for a few minutes right now. Kevin, Zach Gelb, appreciate a few minutes, and how are you?
I'm doing great, Zach. Great to be on.
Well, thank you for coming on, and we appreciate it. So give me the story. We know that Chris played lacrosse at Penn State and then ended up at your fine university for a year. How did he end up at Monmouth?
Well, you know, we were very aware of Chris in high school. He was a terrific football player as a junior, even to a senior year. But as lacrosse recruiting goes, they often commit as sophomores and juniors. They commit early. And Chris had committed to play lacrosse at Penn State, continued to play football at Ramapo High School up in Bergen County, and honestly had a very, very good senior season. But he's off everybody's board because he's going to Penn State to play lacrosse. 4 years after that, he contacts us through some guys, some players that are on our team that were friends of his from Bergen County, guys he played with and against from high school. And as soon as they mentioned his name to us, I said, yeah, I know who Chris Hogan is. And he said, well, he has an interest in coming to Monmouth to play football. So he came down and visited. We sat down, we met, and all he was really looking for was an opportunity. And we were certainly very willing to give it to him. We remembered the type of athlete, the type of player he was as a high school guy. And even though 3 or 4 years had transpired, it didn't really mean anything to us. We still felt that we were getting a quality player.
Why do you think he decided to be a lacrosse player at first before going to pursue the college dream of being a football player?
Well, I think, you know, in a lot of sports, lacrosse being one of them, they recruit at such an early age. You know, they're recruiting 9th graders and 10th graders right now. And when somebody like Penn State puts a scholarship offer in front of you at that age, maybe you haven't reached your full or your top-end potential as a football player yet. But they make you make a decision. And so he committed to go play lacrosse for them. And as I said before, he continued to play football, had a very successful senior year, won a state championship, and had a number of scholarship opportunities in football. But I think he was going to stand by his commitment that he made to play lacrosse, and that's how he ended up at Penn State.
It's a fantastic success story, and I know that you played a little defense with him as well, and he had a few interceptions in his first game. But even with all that being said, and even though how highly you're talking about him, I don't think anyone could see this success coming, right, Coach? 180 yards in the title game and 2 touchdowns? It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said he was going to be one of the best players in the AFC Championship game this year. We knew he's talented. We knew he has all the intangibles, the drive, the mental toughness, the wherewithal to be a successful player. He has all of the physical skills it takes to be successful. But to perform at the level that Chris performed at on that stage is truly incredible. Not that I doubted that he could do it, but I don't know if I could say I would have predicted that he would do it.
When you moved him and had him play a little bit of corner, and that first game he has the 2 interceptions, what's going through your mind? Because that's a big risk to take, but one that definitely paid off for you.
Well, here it is. He's playing receiver for us through the first 3 games of the season. As a matter of fact, his first ever reception was a 17-yard touchdown against Colgate in the opening game of 2010. We get through 3 games, and we're just decimated in the defensive secondary. We have a number of injuries. And as we're looking around our roster and looking at, all right, who can we put back there to play, all eyes went to Chris Hogan. So I approached him with it, kind of propositioned him, said, listen, what do you think about coming and play some defense? We'll still let you play offense. And whether or not he was 100% on board, he said, I'll do whatever you want me to do. So we practiced him 2 days, a Wednesday and a Thursday. Had him go start the game in the defensive secondary, and as you said, has 2 interceptions in that first game, returns one of them for 30 yards, and we still played him on offense. Still played him while he was playing 60 to 70 plays a game on defense, he was probably playing 15 to 25 plays a game on offense. So he was one of these guys that could do just about anything.
Do you wish you threw him the ball a little bit more, Coach?
Absolutely. I've got to be, probably one of the biggest coaching mistakes, bad decisions ever is to put him on defense and not throw him the ball every play. Seeing what he was capable of, seeing what he's doing now. I mean, people got to look at us and say he had more catches in one game almost than he had in a whole career for you guys. So I don't know how smart we were about that, but we knew he was a talented player. We knew he was a very dependable, highly motivated player, and that he was going to be successful at no matter what he did.
And these are the best types of stories in sports, when someone that doesn't go to an Alabama or USC or Florida, a major powerhouse, and they end up becoming the star of the sport. And we've seen it for so many years, and that's what Chris is doing right now with his performance this past Sunday. For you, what does that do when you go in and talk to your players saying, hey, if you want to have some NFL dreams, well, just look at what Chris Hogan is doing. Look what Miles Austin did for your program, that these things are possible.
Well, it sends the message that if you do things the right way, that if you work hard, if you become a dependable athlete and dependable in every day in what you do, and you set high standards for yourself and you do everything possible to perform up to those standards that you set for themselves. If you do those things, opportunities will come your way.
And, Coach, I remember Hard Knocks when I think it was Reggie Bush who said, hey, he's 7-Eleven. He's always open 24/7. And being a Patriot fan, when I saw that they got that acquisition, I go, this is going to be a success story, especially with Tom Brady being a quarterback. Just how does this guy, and going up against good teams too, how does he keep on getting open, Coach?
Well, I think, I agree with you. When I saw that the Patriots picked him up from the Bills, I thought it was a great spot for Chris. And I thought it was a great spot because what they seem to do, and I don't know everything that the Patriots do, I don't know anything the Patriots do, but what they seem to do is they need people to get to certain spots at a certain time and make sure they have a correct depth. Chris Hogan is going to be that guy because he will do everything in his power to get to that spot. The reason I think he can get open, and one of the reasons, is he's obviously has great physical skills and he's very strong, but I think playing lacrosse really helped him. He's got tremendous short area quickness. He's got tremendous change of direction, and that translates in the ability to get separation from a defender. He's got the ability to stick a foot in the ground and go the other direction and create instantaneous separation.
Let me just take that one step further, because like you were talking about and what you saw at Monmouth as we're talking to their head coach in Kevin Callahan, you saw a player that was all about the team and was willing to go to a different position and excelled at that position in that start that he did have. Nowadays, it's tough to sometimes get the player to just focus on the team because of Twitter and all the self-promotion. As a coach, how do you get that player to really buy into what the team is preaching?
Well, I mean, I think when you recruit somebody and when you bring somebody into your program, you want guys who are not just about themselves. As you said too many times today, it's all about me and what I can do and what can the school do for me. It's not enough about how I can help this school or this program achieve what they set their mind to achieving. And they're getting harder and harder to find guys with that mindset. And there's guys who want that instantaneous success. Chris could have come here and said, no, I came here to be a receiver. I didn't come here to go play defense, and say I want no part of that. But he didn't. He said, hey, the team needs me to play defense, coach. I'll go play defense. He probably knew he could be darn good at it when he went over there to play it. And he still played offense, maybe not realizing his initial dream of catching a lot of balls, but he knew he was helping our team.
College is your home when you're there for, even if it's a year or 4 years, and the coaches and players, they have that father and son type of relationship. When you're seeing this thing unfold and come to fruition on Sunday, what emotions were you experiencing, Coach?
Well, first and foremost, very happy for Chris. As I was watching the game and he gets his first reception, then he gets a second one, then he gets a touchdown, then he gets a second touchdown. As I'm watching it, I said, wow. this could be a career day for him right here. There was something about what was going on out there that you kind of felt like, hey, they're in the zone right now, and he's in this special place that he's going to have a great day. And I was very happy for him because he deserves it. He's worked extremely hard to get to where he is. He's been told no a number of times by other NFL teams that, they didn't want him and they cut him and they got rid of him. And now he has a chance to go out and play on the biggest stage, and I'm very happy for him.
That biggest stage is Super Bowl in Houston, Super Bowl 51 between the Patriots and the Falcons. Let me get your football expertise as we're talking to Coach Kevin Callahan. What are some things early on that stands out to you about the Super Bowl?
Well, I think it's going to be a very competitive game. I think you've got two very good quarterbacks who have the ability to win and have shown that they have the ability to play well in a big game. I think you've got two teams that are fairly evenly matched. Both offenses have the ability; they have explosive playmakers and guys who can take the ball and go the distance with it, and receivers after the catch, running backs. And I think you have two defenses who are, regardless of what they may have done through all the games this season, they're both playing pretty well right now.
And, Coach, before we let you run, you've been at this university for a very long time. You've seen a lot of kids come and go. Just tell me a little bit more about Monmouth football and why the university just fits what you're trying to build so well for all these years.
Well, Monmouth is a very special place. I wouldn't have been here for 25 years if I didn't feel that way. It's a place that's very personable. It's a place that truly cares, not just about the athletes, but for all of the students. We've got a beautiful campus here, and we aspire to achieve big things. What our basketball team did last year with Coach Rice and the bench mob and having a terrific season they did, knocking off all the big powers, with what our other athletic teams, be it soccer, lacrosse, track and field, whatever it is, we all think big, and we all aspire to accomplish big things, and we all work very well together here. No one's on an island. No one's operating in a silo. We're all here to help each other, and I think that's what makes Monmouth so special.
I hate for you to put some pressure on a few kids, but do you have a few kids on the roster right now that you maybe could see one day going to the NFL that maybe we could track for the next few years?
We do. I think, and I'm not going to mention names right now, but we have a couple of young guys. We have a couple of guys that are juniors going to be seniors that I think will have a chance.
Well, Coach, continued success. We appreciate you coming on today. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much, Zach.